everyone, and welcome to the program. I'm Christiana Manpour. Cold, hungry, and exhausted. Extraordinary scenes of thousands more desperate refugees streaming into Slovenia as EU and Balkan leaders announce new measures to deal with the ever-growing crisis, like setting up tent cities for another 100,000 people and more efficient ways of counting refugees passing through. But will these plans be enough? According to the UN, as we know, more than 4 million people have fled Syria since the war started more than 4 years ago. Slovenia is the latest flashpoint for this influx in Europe. 76,000 have come in the last 10 days alone. Europe is deploying 400 more police to help at the Slovenian border, but Prime Minister Miro Cerar calls the situation unbearable, warning the EU risks falling apart unless it does take concrete action. And he's joining me now for an exclusive interview from the capital, Ljubljana. Prime Minister Cerar, welcome to the programme. Let me ask you whether you believe the summit that's just concluded will save Europe from falling apart, as you warned.
Well, good evening. I believe that the summit was definitely the step in the right direction. I think that the commitments the leaders made are very strong, and now it's up on us to deliver. I do believe that this summit has brought some awareness that we have to cooperate, that we have to reduce the flow of migrants to Europe, that we have to slow down that flow, but above all, as I said, that we have to enhance, improve our cooperation in order to protect our European values and in order to, of course, deal with the refugees in a humanitarian way and at the same time to protect the security of our citizens. So I do believe that the summit was important, the step into the right direction, yes.
So let me ask you a question that I posed. Absent some kind of help, European leaders are going to be watching refugees freeze all across the hills and cities and fields of Europe. Can you actually allow yourselves to do that?
Well, you see, first of all, Europe has to deal with this issue at the external borders and before that also, of course, in the countries of origin. We must find a solution for the crisis in Syria and elsewhere, but then also how to stop this influx, this great influx of refugees into Europe. And we have to do this at the external borders. This is my strong conviction. At the same time, we are facing this big migration flows now in our countries. And Slovenia, as you said, has been under great pressure. We have a very serious situation here. Tens of thousands of refugees are coming to our country every day. And, we are a small country with 2 million of inhabitants here in the Middle Europe. And can you now imagine, just a few days ago, 13,000 of refugees come to Slovenia in one single day.
Well, to that point, Mr. Prime Minister.
If we compare this in proportion with the United... May I just give an example to be very, very clear on that? If you compare this with the United States, it would mean that 2 million people would enter the United States across the border in one single day. This is really, as you can imagine, a great burden for a country like Slovenia.
Indeed, the burden is huge, the numbers are huge. You mentioned 13,000 in a day. We've said 76,000 in the last 10 days. So, to that point, is this new summit proposal for 100,000 more slots for incoming refugees through the Balkans to your area, is that enough? Or is that going to be filled in a matter of, snapping your fingers?
It is definitely not enough, but as I said, it is one of the important steps forward. We definitely have to make some agreement with Turkey. Turkey is now a regional power. We must have a great concern for this issue there. They have a lot of refugees and migrants there, and we have to come to an agreement with Turkey to prevent all those migrants coming to Europe via, of course, Greece and other countries. And I believe that we are able to find this, let's say, to conclude this agreement with Turkey in the future as soon as possible. Of course, I'm looking for that to happen soon. And I do also believe that we must show our solidarity now. All countries of the European Union and all other European countries must cooperate, because we can only solve this difficult situation together according to the principle of solidarity.
Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, you've said we've all got to cooperate, but you've also warned that if one doesn't, and that unless the plans are implemented, that you may be forced to take additional measures. What kind of measures? Are you talking about Hungary-style fences? What are you talking about?
You know, if the situation deteriorates, then of course we will escalate our measures also in Slovenia. But I believe that we still have a very good chance to avoid this scenario. You know, I believe in Slovenia, I believe in our people, but I also believe in Europe. And I do believe that the world cannot live without Europe. The world needs Europe. And it needs its values, its spirit, its culture. So I don't want to think in terms of, you know, falling apart of the Europe. Even if I said that, it was just a warning, because I want to see this Europe to find a united way to solve the issue, to find a common approach, and to show that it can be effective in finding a solution and implementing it, so we can protect people here, but also accept certain groups of migrants here, refugees, because they are really in a need for help. So we must show our solidarity and our, let's say, supportive approach to all those who are really suffering right now and coming to Europe for this reason.
Prime Minister Miro Cerar of Slovenia, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from London.